Hey, what's going on? Yes, sir. It's your boy, KQKC Boxing Channel. And yes, shout out to the LDBC. As I always mention, great group of guys. And let me get the introduction out the way. I am a new channel, as you notice. And I guess I would be a new channel until I reach 1 year. I don't know if that how it works or not, but I'm going in my 7th month and I have 173 subscribers. And I'm glad to have those. And basically, I also want to get a shout out to a friend of mine who was killed last night in the city of Chicago by a stray bullet. And he was hit behind the ear. And no suspects or nothing like that. And his family has my prayers. And I grew up with that family. And I'm from that neighborhood. I'm on the outskirts in the south suburbs now, but he still stayed there. So, anyway, Jamel and Jamal Charlo, they will be fighting December the 22nd, and they are under the WBC rules. We have established that. We had established that they missed the Vada testing that they're supposed to have been attending, or supposed to be given blood and urine. Now, of course, Vada is not going to tell you when they're going to do this. That's the whole purpose of drug and urine tests. You're supposed to let them know that you're coming. But when you're not going to be there, where they can locate you, that becomes a problem. Now, I was listening to Goodfellow Sports, and he made some good points and some points that I didn't agree with. But that's what we do. We agree to disagree. And I wanted to say that, yes, Charlo, Jamel, and Jamal are both right and wrong. How can that be? Well, Canelo failed twice. And I'm not for sure 100%, but he has missed a couple of testing he wasn't available for. But we know the WBC is not like they used to be. And we know they're headquartered in Mexico. So you're not going to get that favoritism like you normally get from the Suleimans and Canelo. So that's why I say that, hey, the Charlo made one mistake, if it was a mistake. They always been clean. They always been a clean fighter. They always been tall and big guys from the time of birth. Their mother said she thought she was having one big girl. But they're men in the park. They're both big men. Goodfellow Sports said that's down south, or the southern part of the country, normally bred big guys. And he's true. You ever seen college football in the summertime practicing? My ancestors are from Arkansas. My mother and father's from Arkansas. The Razorbacks have big guys. I'm talking about big 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds. I always say that these big country boys be eating cornbread and beans, But that's what it is. It is what it is. They are big guys. And I'm not going to fall into that narrative about that they might be dirty. No, I'm not. Because everyone that has spoke out against them has been either ducking them or jealous of them, like Demetrius Andre. He spoke out. He said that, oh yeah, the Charlos, what's going on, Kurt? Salute to you, my brother. And I was on live stream with your boy, Underrated Darkness. We had a good time talking about cancer and a little bit boxing. But basically, I'm talking about Charlo, both of them. CJ Goodfellow, he was stating that, hey, they was wrong. Well, I say right and wrong. Why? For the simple fact, the Charlos never missed a Vada testing. They never missed or failed a drug test. They never missed any appointments. But someone failed them this time. Now, CJ Goodfellow is right. Al Heyman or whoever handles their day-to-day operations or day-to-day or whoever it might be, they should have notified Vada and told them that, hey, they're out of town working. And they actually was working for Fox. Fox is a new client of PBC, as we all know. So is that excusable? No. Why? Because it should have took the initiative to protect what's theirs. The belt, their reputation, and their brand. It should follow through on that. You don't leave that in somebody's hands. You don't leave that wondering. You don't leave people like me, people like you, thinking, hey, what's going on with the Charlos? Are they ducking the drug test? You already got Demetrius Andre. You already got Andre Rozier, Danny Jacobs training. Then you have Breadman, J-Rock, the one got knocked out. Now, all these are enemies of the Charlos. So I'm not going to take their word for it. Of course not. Yes, the WBC will be fining them. I haven't found out exactly what type of fine they would get, but they're lucky they haven't been stripped. They're lucky they haven't been suspended. But if you look on the other hand, look at the WBC. Me, myself, KC, thought that the WBC, the green belt, gold, was the most prestigious belt in all the governing bodies. But now I'm starting to see that that's not true. Everybody wanted the green belt. Everybody, except Anthony Joshua, because he knows who holds the green belt. But Sean Porter wore green because he wanted that green belt so bad. But now the IBF is pretty much the standard and the most prestigious belt out there, in my eyes, because you're going to fight your mandatory. Now, Earl Spence fought Ocampo. Why? Because the first two that ranked number one, number two, wasn't available for one reason or another. So he had to fight his mandatory. He had to get his mandatory out the way, like most people do. So therefore, just like Richard Comey, he was Mikey Garcia. He was Mikey Garcia mandatory. And he's pissed off now that Mikey Garcia dropped it. What's up, Trap House, bro? How you doing, Glad to see you coming on in, man. Y'all hit that like button if you can. And so I'm talking Trap House. I was just talking about the Charlo, how the WBC have fined them. And but you have to look at Canelo. Canelo missed at least 2 appointments, I found out by reading the Boxing Voice. And he dropped dirty not once, but twice. But you have to understand, the Suleimans is headquartered in Mexico. Canelo came back, got a big deal, moved up in weight. I mean, nothing really changed. Then Charlos, the ones that really didn't get no recognition coming up, can box, yes. They are just big twin guys from the South. That's all. Deontay Wilder, he's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He's a big guy from the South. You have a lot of great guys, great boxers from the South that's big. Football players, and also, I know my parents are from Arkansas. I spent my summers in Arkansas. I know how big. I know how they eat. And I definitely know how they drink. I had a cousin get off of work at the steel mill down in Arkansas and drink a case of beer like it wasn't no thing and throw the cans up in the truck. Oh, yes. So, but Goodfellow Sports have a point. How do we know who's dirty and who's not? They say some people say Manny Pacquiao was using. Now, this is KC personal opinion. Yes, I think he was. Look at him now, and look at him, let's say 5-6 years ago, or less. His head was this big. His shoulders was this wide. Look at him now preparing for Adrian Broner. He's this thin. His head is this thin. Big difference. But they're not using no type of anti-doping agency. So that's what's going on. No, I don't believe the Charlos are using roids. I don't. I mean, only the haters will say that. Only the ones that got knocked out will say that. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, don't get it twisted. If it comes out later on down the line that the Charlos was caught using, I'm not going to say I'm surprised. No. Because you don't know who's dirty, who's not. Yes, you can mask it. Yes, you can. But I don't believe they are. I believe they are serious about their craft, and I believe they work hard. I know they drink. Now, I can give you that. But I'm going to tell you this. I believe in a clean boxing program. I believe in everyone being clean. That's one thing about Floyd Mayweather. He believed in fighting on an even playing field. And I agree with him. We don't push this anti-doping hard enough. No, we're not going to listen to Conte. I'm not going to listen to a convicted felon that used to push steroids and got caught and went to jail. No, I'm not going to do that. There's testing out there, which they're supposed to do. Yes, they take blood, they take urine. Now, scientists came a long ways. We know about DNA. We know about all the new gotcha scientists. not junk science. I'm talking about real life shit. Let's take some hair samples, add that into the blood and urine. See, you can't mask hair samples. You can't mask that. Because when your hair grows and they take a piece of your hair, the root, they can tell if you've been poisoned, have you been using illegal drugs, have you been using steroids. So it's a lot of ways they can advance technology on these fighters. Sure, these fighters, they have to pay for this. Yes, they do. They're paying already. Why not? They make enough. Why not? And as far as Earl Spence, what's this saying? Curtis Sanders, KKC. I like your insight. Keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, Curtis, man. I'm trying, brother. I'm really trying, but we got a lot of people that really, really, yep, those blood niggas in Arkansas is a trip. Yeah, you can show that. But here, let me I got a tap screen here too, So, but yeah, though that insight that you're talking about, Curtis, I mean, it goes along with boxers. First of all, should be fighting on an even playing field. They should be thinking about unifications. That's right. They should think about unifying the division. They should think about the best fighting the best. Those three things should be on their mind. Yes, they should be. And are we getting that? No. Should we put pressure on that? Yes. Now, some fights we haven't even asked for, and we getting, which is fine. I like boxing. I like it mixed up. Last night on Showtime, they showed Tyson Fury and Gisora. This was a while back. Gisora, the second fight of Gisora, and Tyson Fury, if he's going to punch Deontay Wilder like he did last night, he's in for a long night, because he did switch up and fought southpaw. Now, that can confuse Wilder a little bit, because he got confused with Spilker. Because Spilker was a crafty heavyweight, I'll call him cruiserweight, but heavyweight guy that gave Deontay trouble until he honed in and caught him dipping and knocked him out. But I'm not going to talk about Fury and Deontay Wilder, not today. Okay, I did enough of that, and the other channels are doing enough of that already. Sure, I might talk about it Friday, weigh in, yes. Saturday night, I'll be watching the fight. I might do a live stream that night, but definitely that next morning. I'm not going to stay up late, doing this, but, because I do have a life and everything. But anyway, yes. Now, I wanted to talk about Canelo. Okay. Now, one more thing. The WBA, they start using Vada. Now, I don't know how long they've been using Vada program, but they have been using the Vada program now. The WBA, the WBC, and the IBF, they use USADA. So, but I'm gonna get to Terrence Crawford in a minute. Now, with Canelo is nothing spectacular. A lot of people say, well, the best fighter out there, the best middleweight is Canelo. I don't think so. I really don't. Yes, he's powerful. Yes, he can fight on the back foot. Is the speed there? Depends on who he's fighting. But I wouldn't say he's the best middleweight out there. I wouldn't say Triple G is the best middleweight out there. Because see, for one, Triple G only fights one way, you know, Mexican style, but not really that way. But he stands in front of you. He knows how to cut off the ring, but that's the only way he knows how to fight. Come forward or stand there and slug it out. Or he can do what he did in the last fight and bag up. Now, the Charlos, I think, are the real deal. You know, a lot of people might not agree with me, but under the tutelage of Ronnie Shields, who have Effie Ajabu, and he will be fighting on that same card on December 22nd, along with Bartholomew, who is in his corner, Casamayor, the one Floyd Mayweather would not fight back then. I don't know why that fight never happened. You know, I don't know why. Stream the fight so you can get your viewership and subscription base up. Okay. Stream the fight. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Yes, sir. But I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that because I don't know how to stream it from my TV. I mean, all that is hooked up with my cable, my internet, my Fire Stick. So I gotta find out how to stream it, and I'd love to see that. I'd love to do that if I knew how to do it. But send me an email. My email will be in the description, Trap House. Trust me, bro. I won't tell you nothing wrong. Okay? Do it from, okay. Hey, no problem. Okay? Your phone. Oh, okay. Do it from your phone. Okay. Now, maybe we can get together, man, and hit me on my email. And my email is in my description box. And you can explain to me how to do it from my phone. Okay? And we can do that. You know, I definitely would do that. It's no problem. Okay, great. All right. And yes, I can get my viewership up. And if I can, that'd be wonderful, man. You know, because sure, I've been discouraged a lot of times, but I'm going to keep pushing and try to keep up the best way I can, you know. I know I just started, you know, I'm in my 7th month. I don't know if it's just good or bad, 173 subscribers. I don't know, you know. And like I said, I haven't really done this before. And some people say that's good. Some people say, you know, hey, it's all right. But I don't know. But the more, the better, you know. So, hey, what's going on, Boxing Now? You can trust any of them agencies. You can't trust any of them agencies. Oh, yes, I know that. And thanks, Curtis. I'm not going to get discouraged, brother. That's what I'm trying not to do. And as far as Boxing News Now, you're right. And I checked out your website, too, Boxing Now. Very, very great videos you have done. And especially the Floyd Mayweather, the dirtiest hits. I like that. The low blows and everything, you know, and very good content. And I'm glad to have you as a subscriber. Okay. Oh, great, Kurt. I'm glad that you're gonna push me, man, and maybe we can do something together, collaborate like I did with Underrated Darkness. We did a collaboration last night, but it wasn't basically on sports. It was basically doing with the cause I'm supporting, about the cancer that ran in my family, and how it ran through my family. So, but I appreciate that, you know, and I appreciate the LDBC, and I appreciate Boxing Now. And you're right, Boxing Now, brother. The governing bodies, they all are looking for sanction fees to go in their pockets. That's what I believe. Them sanction fees, you know. At first, you know, you can't win a belt without paying. You know, it's like you're paying to hold that belt, to hold that position, you know. Now, I can understand if you're a champion You're gonna have to, work to hold on to that building. You know, you have mandatories. Okay, I get that, but why do you have to sit there and keep on paying? And it's not cheap. You know, now I don't know. To me, it's not cheap. Now, people with money it might be okay, but it's nothing like Floyd Mayweather said. It's nothing but taxes. That's all it is, a tax, and I don't think that's fair. You know, I really don't. Then, as far as Terrence Crawford is concerned, um, I moved over. Let me talk about Terrence Crawford for a minute. Terrence Crawford, great fighter. I like Terrence Crawford. He done a great job at 140, and but he doesn't have anyone to fight anymore at top rank. I mean, sure, him and Collazo working out a deal, but that's it. He's gonna have to make that cross the street, as they call it. He's gonna have to start fighting PBC fighters. Bar Aaron and Al Heyman. They're gonna have to put their differences aside, and make the fights that we want to see. That's all. So hey, it's boxing, and if you want to sustain the sport of boxing and bring in more viewerships and more sponsors, more fans, more casual fans, you got to give us the fights we want. It shouldn't take 5 years to make Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford shouldn't have to fight bombs. He's still going to get his money, yes. But are they worried about the money or the legacy? Terrence Crawford said, quote and unquote, he said that, hey, I'm going to go through the whole welterweight division. I'm going to unify that division. Okay, that's great. But he can't do it at top rank. He's going to have to cross over. Al Heyman and Bob Arum, they're going to have to work out their differences. If they can't, Bob Arum, put in your man in second in charge. Let him take the lead. If Heyman can't stand your ass, then okay, step aside. You're in the way of progress. So they offered Danny Garcia $3 million to fight Terrence Crawford. He turned it down. Why? For the simple fact that maybe it's loyalty, or maybe he's comfortable already. Maybe he lost the fire in boxing, because that can happen. Maybe he don't feel like, just fighting no more. The passion is gone, The passion is just gone away, And he has a mansion, let him tell it, in Miami. He has a nice home here where he support his family. He has a pool inside his home. Maybe he's just comfortable. He has a barbershop. He has some property. Some people are not like Floyd Mayweather. Some people are just not happy. Some people are not happy unless they make $1 billion. Some people are not happy unless they make $50 million. Maybe Danny Garcia is just a simple guy. Hey, I made about $10 million. I did great at 140. He should have stayed at 140. But he did great at 140. He made a lot of money at 140. Now 147 was a little bit harder than he thought. But now, maybe the passion is gone. Who would turn down $3 million? Win or lose? You would get that money. But, like I said, he already got one loss. And maybe he thinking about his legacy now. I don't know. But the young guys, Danny been around for a while. But a lot of these young guys, they're not thinking about legacy. They're thinking about how much money they can make. It's been a lot of fights called off. It's been a lot of fights not made for the simple fact of financial money. Yes. I've been asking for Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell Jr. I've been asking for that fight for 2 years now. Still haven't got it. Still haven't got it. Charlo been a mandatory to Triple G since 2017. Still haven't got it. Still haven't got it. Sure, I think the zone got in the way of a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot, but a couple fights. See, you had a lot of people that went over to this, not a lot of people, but a couple of people went over to the zone where it's safe. And what I mean where it's safe is they sign contracts where if you want to fight an opponent outside of the zone, they have to come over to the zone and fight on their app. And some, like Al Heyman, Top Rank, is not going to allow that. Top Rank has an app themselves, ESPN Plus. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Okay, you can trust any of them. Okay, yeah, that's it right there. Don't be discouraged. Okay, I wrap that. It ain't no good or bad, bro. Just keep grinding, homie. Oh, okay. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to push you. Okay. Oh, yeah, I read that, Kurt. Thanks. Anytime. Okay. Can't trust Vada or USADA either. None of them either. You know what? I said that. Maybe my 10th video or 11th video I did. USADA, they use that sometimes for the USA. And more people get away with doping through testing through USADA than I ever seen before. And same with Vada. They don't take that shit seriously. Sure, they supposed to follow you after the fight and before the fight. I don't care if you're doing a press conference. They supposed to be right there with you. When you're ready to give that urine and blood, then, okay, go on about your merry way. They supposed to follow you everywhere you go. Interview, standing behind you. Barbershop conversation. Fred said that Vada was standing right behind him when he was interviewing Sean Porter. And he said Sean Porter, everywhere he went, Vada had a box sealed. Can't break that seal till you get ready to take that blood and urine. When he went back to sign his check after the fight, Vada was right there. Which is necessary because any fighter can put anything in their mouth or do anything or whatever. Get urine tipped to the legs, They know the tricks. Okay? But they still not that tight. They're not that tight like that. I believe doctor, lawyer, policemen, whoever does random testing in your everyday jobs does a better job than they do. And I really believe that. Hell, I could do a better job than they could do by going buy a kit at Walgreens. That's how I feel. And they know that because they're not paying for it. The fighter's paying for this. So they know the fighter ain't going to complain. So, it is what it is. What's going on, Marcus? Hit that like button, brothers. Y'all come on in. Salute to you, man. And welcome to the chat, man. So, yeah. So, December 22nd, that's going to be a great fight. Bartholomew, Casamayor is in his corner. And that, Goucher, he's a U.S. Olympic fighter. He's a great fighter, but he freezes just like Adrian Broner. When people throw combinations at him, put up his guard and won't fire back. He's not a counter puncher, Goucher tonight. And the Charlo, we know all about them. We know what they can and cannot do. But I'm gonna tell you this: Jerry Hurd is on that card, also, I believe. But it's just a tune-up fight, Josito Lopez. Or is he on Deontay Wilder's card? But the point I'm trying to make is, when those two clash, Charlo and Jerry Hurd. Now, Jerry Hurd doesn't have any defense in my book. He does the Joe Frazier defense. That's what I call it. He cross over like this. He hold his head down like that from getting hit. Like that. He fight like that. You don't have this. You don't have a high guard. You don't have this. So Jerry Hurd is going to get hurt one day. Why? Because he doesn't cover up his face. He takes a lot of punishment. But he have a lot of gas in his tank. And he's strong. And he will outlast you. And when he see that you deteriorating, he's going in for the kill. He doesn't have good footwork. When he fought at Landy Laura, he was tripping over his own feet. I mean, he does wear a size like 14 or 15. But when you have good footwork, you shouldn't have to worry about that. And I don't know why his team haven't helped him establish a defensive stance. Are they dependent on him, his strength? I don't know. But I know when he do fight Charlo, which he called him out for 2019. Now, I don't know if that fight would be made or not, but it should be. I would like to see it. And I hope you all would like to see it. But I can tell you this. Charlo's going to box him. He's not going to stand there toe-to-toe with Jerry Hurd. Jerry Hurd is a big brother. And he will hurt you. He do hit hard. No, he doesn't have great defense. No, he doesn't have great foot movement. So what you have to do is try to go to the body, because like I said, he could take a punch. He could take many to the head. And Laura, he outboxed him. He did the best he could with the person he was fighting. But he just gave out of gas and just couldn't take those punches. He was too little, and he just wasn't strong enough. That's the only thing I can say about Laura. He's a good fighter. He's a good boxer. He got hard to step in there with Jerry Hurd. And I kind of like Jerry Hurd, He seemed like he's a cool dude. He's a friendly dude. I don't think he got bad blood against Charlo. I think he like to just have some fun with him. I like the Charlos. I think both of them are hungry. I think both of them been underrated for years. And I think they both have great skill set. And they jabs. I always brag about the Charlo jabs. They can throw a jab on the southpaw, just like they can throw a jab on an orthodox fighter. Same way, same spot, no hesitation, no problems at all. That makes you unique. That makes you different. I don't know, they practice that constantly, or they just good at doing that. Now, I do want to mention this about Deontay Wilder. I hope Mark Drilling is helping Deontay Wilder learn how to go to the body, because he's going to need that. Tyson Fury, he does a lot of head hunting. He doesn't go to the body as much. Yes, he does a lot of movement. That's where the body shots come in at. We know for a fact that once you put that money in that bank, you'll be able to get that withdrawal around the 8th, 9th, and 10th round. Then possibly night. But you have to do it. We know that Deontay Wilder is a slow start. We know that. But he's going to have to start and come out throwing body shots. Round one, I mean, you fighting a 6'9" fighter, the tallest fighter you ever fought. At first, I don't know if I'm wrong or right. I think he should have moved, throw his jab a little higher in this fight. But then I thought about it. I said, no. Throw the jab the way he's been throwing. Don't change nothing. Only thing about it is it's just going to hit the chin, preferably, and maybe the nose. You don't have to move that jab up. And don't reach. You reach, we know what happens. You get countered. Don't reach at all. Fight your fight. Fight what got you there. Sure, go to the body, learn that. And I'm quite sure you know how to hold when you get in trouble. I mean, Ortiz should have taught you that last fight. So, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of little things Deontay Wilder could be working on, or fine-tuning a lot of, just put a little tweak on a lot of things. The power is there. The power ain't going nowhere. But you don't have to bulk up to fight Tyson Fury. You still can come in at 215, 220, 230. And Tyson Fury never seen a fighter fast as Deontay Wilder. No, he hasn't. And he's not the same Tyson Fury like once before. Alcohol, drugs, that plays a big part of your body. When you come off of drugs and alcohol, I know. I have a lot of relatives that been through it, got off of it, back on it, off of it again. I don't know about you all, but everybody got a relative or some skeletons in their closet. And I'm going to tell you something. If you come off of drugs and alcohol, then you lose 150 pounds on top of that, bad combination. People I know that's not fighters, they turn around and have problems with their feet, with their leg, with their arm. Because when you're doing drugs and alcohol, it masks all that. It masks all that pain. But a lot of fights can be made. I can't wait to see what Showtime has in store. But I guarantee you this, Showtime going to be putting on the better fights than Fox. Fox going to give you some fights. Matter of fact, Fox going to give you a lot of fights. Fox going to start showing probably contenders, and prospects, which is good. I did a video on Effie Ajaba. He was my 5th video. And I put up the same picture yesterday. And that was my highest views I got. I got almost 2,000 views off of that video. He tall as Deontay Wilder. He has the same physique as Deontay Wilder. But the difference is he can box. Deontay Wilder can't box. KC just being honest. He cannot box. No, he can't. But he does have other tricks in his bag that got him where he is today. And we know in heavyweight, one punch can change a whole fight. That's right. Sure, they're gonna have a weigh-in Friday, but it doesn't matter. It's heavyweight. You can come in at 315 like Fat Baby Miller did. So I would like to see Deontay Wilder do some different things this fight. Because I'm not gonna say this a do or die fight like Adrian Broner. Because Adrian Broner, once he loses to Pacquiao, he's pretty much a B-level fighter, if not one now. But I would say this is a do or die fight for Deontay Wilder as far as his profile, as far as his negotiation power, and the pay-per-view buys. I'm predicting that he will go over $1 million buys, especially at $65 a pop and not $99.99 or $89.99. Yes, I think he can do great. Let's see what's going on. Can't trust, okay, yes. Salute KQ. Oh, yes, sir. The underrated darkness. Good morning, KQ. KQ, my brother. Oh, yes. I just was telling Kurt Anderson about we collaborated yesterday, me and Underrated Darkness. As I mentioned, we talked about the cancer in my family, how it went through my family. I mean, took out 10 of my uncles and aunties. There's only 3 left, my father and 2 uncles. We talked a little boxing, but mainly I enjoyed it. It was 2.5 hours long. It was great. And I appreciate Underrated Darkness for inviting me. He got my name out there. I did get a couple subs off of that. And I appreciate it. And he always there, just like Kurt Anderson. World Breaker gave me a chance. Goodfellas Sports gave me a chance, you know. And I'm trying my best, and I'm going to keep grinding. And Underrated Darkness is a good brother with a lot of good insight on life. So, again, thank you. Yeah. So, but again, I want to move on to Mikey Garcia. See, what I'm trying to do is not harp on the same fighters day in and day out. You know, we have a lot of other good fighters out there that need to be talked about. You know, and sure, the Mikey Garcia, Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder. I mean, these guys are popular right now. That's why most channels are talking about them. Why? Because their fights are coming up. Well, Mikey, that's been Mark, but I'm saying that we are talking about top level fighters right now. And of course, the top level fighters going to get recognition. And hell, I don't mind talking about it. You know, I know some people say, oh boy, here we go again. But hey, look, I'm sorry, but this is going to be a good fight Saturday. This is a fight that 2 of the 3 top heavyweights. This is a defining moment for Deontay Wilder. This is a way that both men have a lot to prove. Deontay Wilder, as I mentioned once before, he has a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove to his naysayers. He has a lot to prove to some Americans. I'm not going to mention their channel, but he has a lot to prove to the UK. He has a lot to prove to his family and his team and the world that he is a true, and he's true to his craft, and he's a true champion. Tyson Fury, he has a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove to say, look, I've been on alcohol. I've been on drugs. I had mental issues, but I overcame those issues. I overcame those issues to show you that, hey, I can be champion again. And I want to prove to his father that, hey, look, Your son still has it. He want to prove to all his gypsy friends that, look, I'm not counted out yet. He thanked Deontay Wilder for giving him that opportunity. Just like Deontay Wilder gave Luis Ortiz that opportunity. No one would touch him. No one still won't touch him. Dylan White. Eddie Hearns wants him so he won't have to go near Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua fight either one of these fighters on come Saturday night, he will lose. Why? Because we haven't seen the best of Anthony Joshua yet. No, we haven't seen him. He has room for development. Yes, he does. Can he take a punch? Not Deontay Wilder, he can't. Deontay Wilder, he has a lot to prove. He didn't start boxing to a late age. Boxing wasn't nowhere on his radar. He wanted to do what everybody in Alabama was doing, play college football. Alabama didn't give a shit about boxing. They still don't, if you want to know the truth. Ask Eddie Hearn. He been to cities where they didn't give a shit about boxing. Like Steven Espinosa said, the tickets that have been sold for this fight outsold all three of the zone outings. That's Chicago, Boston, and Kansas. Hell, Kansas only had 6,000 people in that little town. Now, you think about it. How many of those conservatives are boxing fans? Hello? Not very many. Not very many. See, one thing about KQKC, my channel, I just want to be honest. Tell it like it is. Some people might not like it. Some people might unsubscribe. But I'm not going to be a fanboy. And I'm not going to settle. I don't want to be that type of channel. Oh, yes. We have what they're doing in the UK, they're doing over here. I called it the Golden Mayweather Rule. Yes. We got a lot of fighters that take what? Low risk for a high reward. That's Canelo. That's a prime example. He won't fight none of the Charlos. No. No, he won't. Why? For the simple fact, I'm not racist. I'm not trying to be. But black fighters, we all know, have great footwork. They know how to get in and out. They know how to box your ass. It's a sweet science. That's what it is. Simple. We box. That's right. We don't slug. We box. If we have to slug, we know how to fight on the inside. Like Goodfellas Sports TV said once before, it's the eyes. It's the eyes. When you fight on the inside, you have to watch your position. You have to watch how he's holding you. And you have to hold too. You just don't make sure the referee sees it. See, sometimes you have to do what you have to do if you can get away with it. Because, trust me, the other man's going to do it too. Your opponent, hitting behind the head. Whatever he can do, they're going to do. So, there's a lot at stake when you fight a black fighter. And a lot of them prefer not to. They rather run. They rather hide. They rather drop belts. That's not boxing. Kurt Anderson can tell you. He's an OG like I am. Well, I don't know. I might be older than him. I'd be 50. I'd be 53 January 18th. But I can tell you, the boxers back then, it's not like the boxers today. When have you seen a boxer today throw 5 or 6 or 7 jabs in a row like Willie Pep? I haven't seen Sure, you got some people might throw double jab. Arthur Spilker, he was trying to throw a couple jabs, but he was missing. If that's what you call a jab. But could nobody throw a jab better than Willie Pep? And another thing, fighters back then, they didn't fight twice a year, once a year, 3 times a year, 4 times a year. Hell, they fought damn near every 2 weeks. They had to. They loved the game, and they had to provide for their family. They didn't complain. No, they didn't complain. They didn't take the easy road. They took the hard road. That's right. And don't get it twisted. It's not just black fighters. We got Rocky Marciano. As I mentioned, Billy Pep. You got a lot of great white fighters. Sure. Joe Louis, he was great. Yes. But you still had great fighters back then. What put black people on the map? I would say Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali. Sure, Muhammad Ali had a couple losses, but that didn't deter him. That made him better, the losses. He was a thinking fighter. He reminded me of Floyd Mayweather, only in that way. A thinking fighter. Emmanuel Stewart, may he rest in peace. He said that once before when he was commentating on HBO, that Floyd Mayweather is hurt when he got hit by Chop Chop Crawley. And then he said, well, look at Floyd. He's working like Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali was hurt, he still was able to think. He knew where he was at all times in that ring. Yep. You had guys like Michael Dose, yep, and other heavyweights that threw combos. You got that right. It will happen, yes. And Sugar, salute to you, brother. Today, your turn. All right? Okay. We want back on along with Underrated Darkness. Oh yeah, support Underrated Darkness too. Good brother, man. And he having a men's talk on Friday, and I want to get on to that if my grandbabies leave before then. I was watching for my daughter, but yeah, the fighters, Michael Dose, yeah, great fighter. Back then these guys. Even Mike Tyson, he never turned down a fight. You want to fight me? Okay, no problem. We'll fight. He never turned down a fight. Never. He never dropped a belt. Sure, he went to jail, this and that. That's erupt his mobility. But Buster Douglas knocked him out for the first time. That didn't deter him. He still came back and fought well. These fighters today, like Adrian Broner, Marcos Madonna, just knocked him out, and I think he just took his soul out and threw it in the garbage. Because ever since then, Adrian Broner haven't let his hands go. He haven't done shit. But one thing about Adrian Broner, he will put asses in that seat. That's why he made that comment. No matter how much I lose, no matter what I do, these motherfuckers gonna come back out and watch me fight. Yes. Maybe they like Floyd fans. They don't like your ass. Floyd didn't come pay-per-view king because he can box. He good box. He was undefeated. He came pay-per-view king because people wanted to see him lose. And they wanted to see history made. That's what it was. Just like when Barack Obama ran for president, we had triple lines of black people. Why? Because it was a historic election. And you want to be a part of it. So just like boxing, they wanted to be a part of seeing Floyd Mayweather fall for the first time. But it never happened. But he got paid. Matter of fact, he signed the big sports deal ever at that particular time. He was getting over $33 million per fight for 36 minutes. So, it is what it is, people. KQ, KC will definitely tell you like it is. I know my new channel, but keep in mind, I'm not new to this boxing shit. I'm true to this boxing shit. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, no problem. Just hit that icon bell. You get notified each and every time I do a video or a live stream, like now. And in the description box, you will find my email, my PayPal account, my Gmail, and my Twitter account. All that will be in the description box. And also, I'll say my PayPal account. Right. Okay. But tune in. I will be putting up more videos later on today. But thank everybody for coming. Do anybody have any questions I can answer? If Wilder would offer those guys $50 million, those guys would have been all over Wilder. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. $50 million then versus now? Oh, yes. Most definitely. They would have been, man. They would have been, his phone, he would have had to take it off the hook. It would have been ringing so much. Them guys back then. Now, Sugar Ray Leonard, he made a pretty good living. And I believe that's the only one really made money because he had endorsements. He had, him and his son did a couple commercials, deodorant commercials and stuff like that. You don't have fighters doing commercials now. You got LeBron doing a commercial. You got NBA players, NFL players. Brett Favre used to do Copper Tone and Copper Fit, whatever. And but you don't see no boxers, advertising, doing commercials. Sure, they have advertising on their trunks. Floyd Mayweather had Hublot, the watch company, and Mike Garcia, he has this plastic company that he donates, but they put it on their trunks. But you're not going to see him in a TV commercial. So, oh yes, they would have jumped to that $50 million. Now, Anthony Joshua, he's comfortable in small UK because UK is not that big. It's maybe about the size of Texas. But he makes good money. He sells out. Why? Because the fans in the UK is different than the fans over here. The fans in the UK, they get behind their fighters. Win, lose, or draw. They get behind their fighters. Floyd Mayweather knocked out Ricky Hatton. Did a check hook, made him hit the turnbuckle, went down. Then he finished him off. But you know what the fans did? They didn't boo. They kept on partying. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They just was into the shit. Boxing is their passion. But that's where the zone messed up. He didn't send what they call an exploration team to come over here to see how the U.S. market was. Now, that's my belief. I might be wrong, but I think he miscalculated. See, the NBA, NFL, those are $1 trillion industries. Boxing is maybe the fifth sport, highest sport that Americans will watch. But at least it's on Fox now. Fox have Fox Network, Fox Sports Channel, and they have Fox in Spanish. They have a Fox Spanish station. So maybe, just maybe, we can bring the casual boxing fans back and the true boxing fans back. The ones that got tired of the bullshit when this new group came in, or when Mayweather thought we were still assholes and falling for his shit. Now, don't forget, Floyd Mayweather was my idol. I grew up on Floyd Mayweather, watching every fight he fought. I think he did things in the ring that I haven't seen any fight in my lifetime do. In the shoulder roll, he does it perfectly, especially when he fought Canelo. He didn't create the shoulder roll, but he mastered it. He didn't create the check hook, but he mastered it. But once he stepped out that ring, that's when I started disliking him, and he turned into an asshole. He's not a good promoter. I think he'd be a better trainer than a promoter. You got fighters over there at the Mayweather Club sitting around playing checkers when he can teach them how to defend themselves. He's one of the great defensive fighters ever. One of the greatest defensive fighters ever. He can teach them a lot what he was taught. But no, he's going around promoting himself. And I have a problem with that. That's me. Now, everybody else might feel differently, but I have a problem with that. If you're going to be a promoter, promote. And not your ass. Promote your fighters. Make them some money. And stop acting like they age. Floyd Mayweather is 41 years old. Stop acting like you're 23 and 24. Act like a promoter. Dress like a promoter. Stop wearing fucking jogging suits and gym shoes. You're not a coach. You want to be a coach? Train. Train your fighters. Badu Jack gonna get fed up. Tank can't wait to get away from your ass. Then what? You get mad at Tank, so you shelve him? That's kid shit. Grow up. Well, that's all I have for you, brothers. I really appreciate everybody checking in with me. And like I said, I'm going to keep grinding. And I want to thank Underrated Darkness. I want to thank Boxing Now. That's Boxing Now. And I appreciate Trap House. Good brothers. Boxing Now is good people. Good page, everything. Check him out. He has a good page. So I appreciate everybody coming, and thank you. And I will catch you on the next one. And like I say, if anybody needs for me to collaborate with them, I'll be happy to, get my name out there and everything. And, I'm going to try to double down come first of the year and do more videos and everything. And I appreciate everybody. And with that, that's all I have. And like I always say, peace and love. I'm out of here.